Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a question submitted by a student. The student probably is taking Algebra 2. It's a pretty classic question. So let's get started. So we have this function, these two functions, I should say, f of x, which is 4x squared minus 3x plus 5, and g of x is equal to 18 over the square root of x. Okay, so this function has, part A is find the domain of f minus g of x. Because this has the domain here is all real numbers are here, and the domain here is x can't be 0. And x can't be 0 because anything divided by 0 is undefined. So x can't be 0. But except with this exception, everything's fine. So if you're going to just subtract them, the domain for f minus g is just x not equal to 0. Or if the teacher wants it in interval notation, you would say negative infinity to 0 union 0 to infinity, like that. So that's part A. Okay, part B. By the way, if you have trouble with domain and range, you want a graph. Just put up a graph, and you'll see very, very quickly. With some exceptions, you'll if there's a hole, you might not see it, but you'll see. This is a little bit hard to see, but a graph helps a lot. Okay, now we need just f of x minus g of x. So there's an older way of f. Okay. This is the older notation for finding the difference. And I'm going to put it in the more modern notation, which is the notation in the problem that we were given. But I just want to show you both versions of this notation, because sometimes you'll see it this way and sometimes you see it this way. So this is just going to be 4x squared minus 3x plus 5 minus 18 over root x. And as far as I'm concerned, we can leave it like that. I don't see any reason to try to write these things. You can write these things in terms of the square root of x or something like that, but it's not going to help. Let's go on to part C. And we want f minus g of 9. So in the old notation, it would read like this. Oops. And that's just that's just going to be f of 9 in the newer notation, minus g of 9. Once again, don't get hung up on notation. So f of 9, we can plug into here, we can plug up here, it doesn't matter. So it's going to be 4 times 81, because 81 is 9 squared minus 3 times 9, which is 27, plus 5, minus 18 over the square root of 9. So, okay, so let's keep going. On the calculator, 4 times the square root of 81. Sorry, 4 times 81 is 324. And minus, let's see, 22 here. Minus 18 over 3. I don't know. 324 minus 22 is 302. Minus 18 over 3. If you wanted to make it a single term, it would be 906 minus 18 over 3. And that's turns out to be 296, so that comes out nicely. So that's all calculator work down there. The important thing is to learn the notation. So student has now seen addition and subtraction. The addition notation is the same as subtraction. And they're going to go on, the books typically from there will go on to multiplication of two functions, the division of two functions, and then something called the composite of two functions. So you're about a third of the way into this topic, and there's a lot more to see. Okay, well, I hope this explanation helped, and I'll see you again some other time. Bye-bye.